I'm notorious for making crochet projects that are far too big. DIY and DIY. Oh my goodness, why does it sound like it's coming out wrong? Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Sage Journey. My name is Drew Caroline, and I know that it has been over a year since I have posted anything on my YouTube channel. I have had a lot of changes in my life this past year that I have been adjusting to. The biggest one is the birth of my daughter, who is the catalyst for most of the other changes and transitions in my life. She has been an absolute joy and a very big adjustment, but she is getting extremely mobile these days. She's standing on her own. Walking is imminent, and I am very excited. As she's becoming more mobile and she's getting very interested in her world and toys and different things, that I can start getting back into some of the things that make me happy and bring me joy, such as this YouTube channel. Going forth, this channel is going to be focused a little bit differently. I still want to talk about tarot cards, but I'm no longer going to do tarot readings, at least not for the foreseeable future. Maybe I'll go back to them, I'm not sure. But right now, I'm not. What I would like to do is start talking about the meaning of the cards. My plan is to start with the major arcana. I want to take the major arcana and using the Smith-Rider-Waite deck because it is the most popular deck out there, I believe. I know that there's a lot of variations in tarot, but that one I think is like the quintessential most common deck. So I'm going to be using that one. And I want to talk about the imagery and the symbolism that's used on the card that expresses the meaning of what the cards are. So I want to start off doing that. I would also like to do some videos about how I memorized the major arcana. I'm dyslexic, and reading for me is extremely difficult. I really can't do very much reading on my own. I have some wonderful technology that helps me accomplish these things. In order to memorize the major arcana, I use some visual tricks, and I would like to discuss them on here with you guys. They might be interesting for some people, and they might help some people learn how to memorize the cards. Just another tool that you can put in your toolbox. So what I did was I thought about characters from books or TV shows or movies that I thought really embodied the meaning of that card to me. And then I put their image beside the picture of that major arcana. And then I used them like flashcards. And when I would come across it and I would see that person, that archetype that embodied that card, and I could think right away of the key words. That's technically what the symbolism on the card is supposed to help you do, but the symbolism is so old these days that it doesn't mean the same thing to us. So I don't necessarily look at the major arcana and see some of that symbolism and go, oh, I know that pomegranates mean, I can't even remember what pomegranates mean. Yeah, pomegranates, which mean like divine feminine. Well, I didn't know it meant divine feminine, so just looking at the card and seeing pomegranates wouldn't make me think that. So I found an archetype that would make me think that for me. So I thought that would be interesting for people, and it might help people memorize the cards. I also want to talk about my neurodiversity on this channel. Dyslexia is still fairly misunderstood. It's an issue with reading and an issue with phonics. It quite often gets lumped in with visual import disorders, Dyslexia is not a visual input disorder, although some dyslexics do have visual input disorders. Not all dyslexics have visual input disorders. And you can have visual input disorders and not be dyslexic. So I want to talk about those differences and what dyslexia is, what it isn't, what the signs of dyslexia are, and some of the tricks that I use to get through my everyday life and some of the technology I use to help me get through everyday life. I thought that might be interesting for some people out there and will help, dyslexia and other neurodiversities be better understood. Going along with the theme that this channel is my journey through different aspects of my life, not just through tarot, I want to document my journey through sewing. Sewing is something that I have always wanted to get better at. Me and my mom made my prom dress when I was in high school, and it was a fun project, and I loved that dress. I think my parents still have it someplace. They better still have it someplace. I'm sure they do. But it's something I've always wanted to do. In fact, for my wedding shower, I wanted a sewing machine really, really bad. I didn't get one, but I really, really wanted one. So for my baby shower, I had some friends get together and buy me a sewing machine. And that was back in February of 2003. So it's been almost a year and I haven't even opened it. I just haven't had time. But I am getting to a point in which I hope I will have more time to do that. And I thought it would be great to document my journey through learning how to sew. Now, one of the friends who helped buy me the sewing machine, when she found out I wanted to sew about 5-6 years ago, she bought me this wonderful sewing book. And I have recently really sat down and started reading it. And it has some fantastic information in here. Like, this is really good, especially for beginners. It has whole sections on different kinds of fabric and the different tools that you might need, and it's a fantastic book. And as you go back into it a little bit, it starts giving you projects. And I thought it might be fun to document my journey through each of these projects. And as I go through them and I learn more about seam allowances and basting and different fabrics, that it will give me a really, really, really good foundation for moving forward in making my own clothes, which is something I have always wanted to do. And I thought that, some of my favorite YouTubers to watch are YouTubers who make their own clothes. And DIY and DIY and DIY, oh my goodness, why does it sound like it's coming out wrong? And DIY their own decorations for their house and stuff, really making it their own and their personality really coming out. And I love that, and I love watching that. And so I thought, since it's something I enjoy doing, and there are people out there who enjoy watching people do that, that maybe there are people out there who might enjoy my interpretation of doing that. So I'm going to start. And I am very excited. I have a style that I like to consider kind of Hobbit-esque / woodland creature / wood nymph. The more that I can have nature just kind of dripping off of me, the happier I am. I want to make clothes, and then I have this dream of embroidering different things on them for the different seasons. Lilacs where I live come out around April, May, and I could have a skirt that I embroidered lilacs on, and I could wear it during lilac season. And that idea just tickles me to death. And I want to do it. And I'm gonna do it. And I'm very excited. And if that sounds interesting to you, please follow along and we will have fun. Another thing that I want to document on here is my crochet projects. I love to crochet. I have crocheted off and on since high school. One of the first crocheted items that I ever really made, really went through and made this crocheted item, was a scarf for my husband when we were in college and we were dating. And you can definitely tell it's one of my first projects because it starts out, normal, and then it kind of goes wide, and it kind of goes in, and it kind of goes out, and it's all wibbly wobbly, and it's fantastic. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. It is a super long scarf, however, because I have a very bad habit of not starting with a good idea of what my color pattern is going to be, and I kind of just make it up as I go. And I'm notorious for making crochet projects that are far too big. My daughter's baby blanket is a perfect representation of this. I started it before she was born and decided I hated it. I hated where I was going with it. I will talk about that in another video, but I hated where I was going with it. I didn't have a plan. I started off with one color. I thought it was too much color. I added more colors, and I didn't like the pattern. It was going to be huge because that's what I do. So I started taking it apart, and I have a new idea, same colors, but different pattern, and actually have a plan for this pattern. And I thought I would document my journey through trying to make her baby blanket. I had a goal of getting it done before her first birthday, and at this point I have a little over a month to accomplish this. So I have to work on it a little bit every day to even contemplate getting it done by her birthday. But in the spirit of documenting my journeys and also kind of putting a little bit of fire under my bum, if I have a place to post it and I know that I'm posting here, regardless if anybody watches this or not, it at least makes me feel like I have an obligation to get it done. And I'm hoping that not only sharing it with other people will, bring people together and, have people find something that they might find interesting to watch and give them a little entertainment, but it will also force me to finish the blanket before she's 5 or before she goes to college. Because at this point, it's not a baby blanket. It will be her forever blanket, which also means I'm making it bigger than a baby blanket, so it is going to be a little bigger, but I'm going to try to rein it in and keep it within a practical size. So we'll see how it goes. If any of these journeys sound interesting to you, please follow along. I will be posting here. I haven't really decided what my posting schedule is going to be yet. I do want to try and post once a week, but I don't know if that's something I'll be able to accomplish. It might end up being every other week. It might be every week. We'll see. So follow along and we'll have fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye.